In this movie, we're going to write a constructor function. Now, a constructor function is a function that is defined in a very similar way to a method or an object. However, the difference is that a constructor function will be called every time a new instance is made of the class in which the constructor function is defined. You give the function the same name as the class in this case cat, and what you can do within the function is any set of attribute definitions that you want added to the cat class when it is first instantiated into a new cat object. So for instance, we could use the constructor function as a way of automatically adding a color attribute to the cat objects that are instantiated from the cat class. The way we do this is to use the this variable, which of course will refer to any cat object which is created from this class, and then we give the name of the variable, and then we give the name of the variable which we included as the argument to the constructor function, in this case color. So this line of code will install the variable as an attribute of the new object at the point at which it is constructed by the constructor function. Now we don't need to call the constructor function separately. Because it has the same name as the class, it is automatically called in a line like this, where we instantiate a new instance of the cat class. So all we need to change here is to add the argument that the constructor function requires, as we've detailed above. So in this case, we're going to make Tiddles, let's make Tiddles grey this time, and we're going to make Moggy the black cat. Let's take out these two lines. I've changed the colours so that we can make sure that this new way of adding the attribute by using the constructor function is actually being carried out, so we can see that in the browser. Let's save our script, go over to the browser and refresh. As we can see, the new values have been added through the constructor function rather than having to manipulate them manually from outside. Now the reason why we couldn't simply add the attribute here, var color, is that we would need to then make all cats the same color when we constructed them. We can safely make all legs the same number because we can assume that every cat, when we first instantiate it, will want to have 4 legs. But we won't want to make all our cats a uniform color. So the constructor function is a way of allowing us to add arguments and therefore customize our objects at the moment from which they are instantiated from the class. In our next movie, we're going to have a look at inheritance and how one class can inherit from another.